Okay. Let's see here. View. Want to make sure things are actually working here. Am I streaming? Let's see. I want to see my streams. Included 2 achievements. Online channel. Testing, testing. Okay, looks like it's actually up. Here we go. Can I get a link to this? Share. Copy. Alright, let's get some people added to this. Judd. There we go. Let's see if anyone shows up here. I'm not sure if people are gonna see me. I don't know how much lag is actually involved in this. Seems like only a few seconds, so that's not too bad. Yep. So yeah, people can join into the chat room. I'm gonna be seeing if I can do some work on a Discord-like experience. We'll just see what people think. I don't exactly know if people will be interested in that, but hey, there's that. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Okay, well, I guess I will just kind of get started. So there's, this is the Discord app within the Chrome web browser. So we can kind of see the general layout. We've got this kind of vertical list here of the different servers. And then we've got a list here of all the different channels, as well as kind of a little summary area. And this content up here will change. If we click into here, we can see a list of people, and this content all changes. So there is some, you get a different view that shows up depending on where you're clicking. So that's different stuff that we'll have to incorporate, so things will be a bit more dynamic. Also note that I'm going to be using kind of a custom version of Godot that I have built. So I don't know if there are going to be any bugs involved due to some stuff that I've been working on, but either way. I got a little stream workspace here set up, so I'm gonna, let's see, let's just get started. See if anyone's in the chat room. No? Okay, whatever. Let's see. So I'm gonna open up console here and start up Godot. I'll destroy this. We are going to make a new project, and we are going to be doing it from source projects Godot, and we're going to create a Discord folder. Create folder. Create and edit. Okay, so now all of a sudden we have our space, and I'm just gonna move around over. So first things first, if I look over at engine div, here we go. So we're gonna want a container so that you can resize things and have it dynamically manipulate content in response. So we see that that right-hand sidebar kind of moves around and adjusts itself. So we need a container as our top level element. Container. And I'm going to go ahead and call this Discord. And we'll see if this works to begin with. None of this is like set up. I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm just kind of. I mean, I've worked with some control and container stuff before, creating the inheritance doc plugin, but I'm just kind of winging it, and we're gonna see where this takes us. So let's create Discord scene, save, and we want this to have our rect. Let's just make this fully sized, whatever. Is it 1024 and I guess it's 600. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and make a panel for the background. And we'll see that this starts out way too small, and that's because the anchors for it aren't really set up for what we want. We want to select layout, go full rect, and now we see that the anchors in the bottom and right will jump to the maximum position allotted. So because the panel is contained within the Discord container, the maximum allotted value, so 1, is going to be the 1024 600 rect position that we allocated for the container. So this is just a 0 to 1 value, giving the ratio of kind of the bounds of the object. So that's our background. And I should be able to just run this and everything pops up fine. Yep, okay. And now, let's see, engine div. Okay, so we're gonna want, it looks like this top bar is contained within the main area. And it seems like there are essentially 4 vertical columns that are set up here. And so we can just think of it as a big H box that has 4 vertical boxes within it. So let's go ahead and do that. Get an HBox container. And we'll set that one up to be full-sized as well. And then as a child of that, we want a VBox container. And let's see here. We're gonna want 4 of these. And this one is going to be our server list. And this one is going to be our navigation list. And I say navigation list because it could have channels or it could have people. You know, if you go to your direct messages, it's different people to talk with. So let's see here. So navigation list. And then we have our main screen. And then we have our, what is it? What would you call that? I guess it's the chat room, the people within the chat room. Does that stay the same if you're in here? No, that goes away. Okay, so it is specific to a server environment. So what are we gonna do for that? Let's see. I guess I'll just call it community list. Okay. Alright, so we've got these. Now, our current issue is that all of our different sections are kind of, they don't have any width to them. So one way that we can kind of deal with that is to just set up minimum rect sizes for these. And let's just see again what happens. So if I compress this, the right hand side will move itself so that it maintains the width. If I make it really tiny, it'll even obscure the main screen. But then it locks against that. And so these windows here never change shape. So we know that these all have a very fixed horizontal position. And it seems like these two have a more strongly fixed position. So this one actually will start getting obscured once we go too far in. So that means that we're going to be using a minimum size to fix their positioning. So we go to minimum size, and for the server list, it's pretty thin. So I don't know, I'm going to jump to like 50 something. Seems pretty decent. What about 64? Yeah, that seems okay. Oh well, we have these little things on the left-hand side here. And there's some padding on the right-hand side as well. So let's say if there's like 5 pixels on either side, then we can keep 50 for the center icon. Okay, so we'll just go with 60. 60, that sounds good. And then this one seems to be about 4 times that. So then navigation list, Rect, minimum size, 60, that's 240. Okay, and then the community list seems to be about the same. That's a little less. Maybe my eyes are playing tricks on me. Whatever. We're gonna go with this one having a minimum rect size of, where's min size? 240. How does that look? And then this one, you can see that our main screen is kind of just stuffed in between them and doesn't have any size. So what we want to do is instruct it to expand horizontally as much as it can. Okay, so that's what we got. Now we can probably, change the sizes as we go. If we decide that we want to, reallocate the space that we have for our screen real estate. I don't really know exactly how much of this is best practices as far as the scaling of things goes, but hey, it's something, so. Okay, so we have an HBox container, we have our different stuff. Let's start with the server list. So server list has some kind of button and a little text horizontal separator, and then a whole bunch of buttons, one for each server, and then there's a plus button, another separator, and a download button with some text. Okay, well, let's see. So it seems like this stuff is a bit more dynamically placed. So one way I could handle these little bumps is to either create like vertical boxes in here, in which, so you could just create entries within the vertical box, vertical container, whatever. But that means that you would have to insert like dummy content of a specific height in order to space things out. And that also separates the data from each of the individual things that are going to be saying, oh, hey, I have notifications that you need to look at. So I'm thinking that we might just keep the data within the button itself, and it'll just draw this thing on its own and position it. So maybe it's like a child node, and it'll actually make it visible or not visible, and it'll position it relative to itself over on the left. So that seems like the kind of cleanest way to go about doing that. And so that means that we'll first need to create a type for the buttons. Okay, so let's first save the scene. We're going to create another scene, and we need a button. So what kind of button do we want? So we have texture button and we've got tool button. Those are the two that really show an icon of some kind. The texture button is really for things that have different states that react. but the states that it reacts to are just kind of different images entirely. Whereas if we look at this, it seems like you really have one image, but there's like some kind of shader on it that will cause it to have a mask that moves around, a circular mask. And then it also has the little pop-up text next to it. So then that means that our stuff, we'd probably have a shader with a child pop-up that contains the text for the name of it. And then you've got the actual image on a button that you can click. And if you click the button, then it goes from being a circle to being this rounded off box. Actually, it gets fixed into that position when you click on it, because this is a circle. I hover over it, I click, and now it stays that way if I move off. Yeah, so it's not really the same thing. So you really have a minor little state machine in here that's that's keeping track of things. So I guess I'll do that because it's got some animation that plays with that shader. I don't know. You probably wouldn't use an animation player for that. You'd probably just use the actual shader to have it move the text. I don't really know shaders too well, so I'll just put that off for like way later. And instead we're just going to go with a button that shows an image, and we'll start there. Okay, and since we'll be handling state changes ourselves more than likely, I don't want to offload that work to the texture button, so I'll just use a tool button. Okay, so we have our tool button. Let's give it a size. So we want it to have a 50 size for the width. Go here to our rect minimum size. We'll say the minimum size horizontally is 50. And then they all seem to have equivalent size vertically, so 50 here as well. And okay. I was just looking at something on Facebook, someone commented. Okay. Okay, so we've got our button here. We'll call this a server button and save it as server button. Okay, so now we got that, and the server list, I think we actually want this to be its own thing, so because there's going to be a logic involved with that subset, so we're going to save this as a scene for server list. So now we converted this into a scene. I can open this up, and we are going to add our server button scene. And the first one is going to have its icon set to, what do we want? We got this sort of community looking thing, 3 people. Okay, so let's grab an SVG file. Flat icon is just a nifty little site for grabbing icons. Let's go to community. Community. That one looks pretty good. Doop-de-doo. Check out what we got. People talking over each other? No. This one's pretty good. I like this one. We're gonna go with this. Nope, that's not what I wanted. We want, here we go. Download SVG. Okay. How to credit the author. Free, you must credit. Okay. So we're gonna copy this. Click download, people.svg. Okay. Show in folder. And we're also going to open up our stream workplace. So adding a folder, go to source, projects, Godot, Discord, and I want this folder. Okay, so first things first, we need to credit this author, so we're going to make a README file, and then I'm going to copy paste his info. Okay. My keyboard is not working. What? Why can I not move up and down? I can move left and right, but not up and down. Oh, because it's all one line. That makes sense. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Sorry, I have Vim controls. I'm weird like that. Making sure that I'm not missing comments in the chat. Okay. So icons were made by FreePick. Okay, so we'll start with credits. Icons made by, and then we've got FreePick. Oh, well, no, the name of it is people. So people from FreePick. And then we grab this URL and stick it in via, let's see, licensed by CC 3.0 by, and then we want to grab this as well. Ink. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we have a README that's giving our credits for the image. Great. And now, got downloads people.svg. Gonna cut and then go to our source, home, source, projects, Godot, Discord. And let's create a subfolder for icons. And paste. And now we need to make sure that this is the right size. So we were going for a 50 by 50 image. So that means we want to open this with Inkscape. And then I'm going to go to File, Document Properties, and, oh, 512. Yeah, that's way too big. 50, 50. Okay, so now we notice this has gotten super, super small. And, oh, wonderful, these are all split up. That is not what I wanted. Okay, there we go. I was like, nope, please, I would like the whole thing. Thank you very much. Okay, so we are going to, oh, nope, don't want to do that. We just want this to be placed right in there. Am I not obscuring anything? Is it good? That's decent. Okay. Now we're gonna file and save as people.svg. Replace. Okay. So now our file is the right size. Go back to Godot engine. We now have icons, people SVG, load, people SVG. Oh wait, we don't really want that plus icon. That's gonna be disgusting. Okay. We need to go back here. Open with Inkscape. Okay. I'm good, thanks. Okay, this, just delete that. And we can actually make this look even better now. Grab it all, scale it up. This is the beautiful thing about SVGs. It's all perfectly dynamic. Okay, and we can kill that too. Wonderful, that's what we want. Okay, file, save. And boom, automatically updated. Okay, so we've got our people icon. Why is this not showing the... Okay, whatever. That's fine. Do I have to go back in? Nope, it's just broken. Whatever. Okay, let's see. So next step is... search results? Yes, this is the one we want. Okay, so we've got our text with a number of people. Okay, so that means we're getting some data. So then I'm going to go to the server list and add a script. Go to VBox container, server list. Yep, great. Okay, so now we have our server list. The data that we have is a number of friends that are online. Oh, as well as the number of, that should be, yeah, add friend. It's the number of friend requests you have. So that's two different pieces of data. Or friend suggestions or whatever. I have people that it's like, oh, you should be friends with these people. And I'm like, no thanks, I'll just leave that. Okay. So, oh, wait, I'm getting a text. Sorry, folks. Ugh. Okay, we're good. So, we have properties. Well, so first we've got, well, yeah. So our properties is the friend request count. Request count. We'll initialize that to 0, and we also have friends online count, which is equal to 0. So this is some data that we are tracking in the server list. So the server list is aware of these two numbers that we see here. As far as this icon showing up here, looks like the server button will... Whoa, hey, shush. Sorry about that, I've got dogs in here. Let's see here. So we need to have a number that will show up in a little red box here, which means this is just any regular server button, so we don't want the server button to have to be aware of that data. So instead, we will add a child. I could use see if I used a texture rect with an internal, that would be like options here. So controls. So one option is to have a color rect that has inside of it a label. That might be the simplest way to go about it. Then you can't like click on it. I don't think we want to be able to click on it necessarily, so we don't need a button. So I guess that's actually probably the simplest way to do what we want. We'll try that first, experiment with it, and see how that goes. So we've got a color rect, and I want to zoom in here. We'll just put that right there. And hey, maybe we'll have some sort of shader or something that'll curve the edges. I don't know. I'm not an expert on that, but red, that is the color. The color. And we add a child for our label. And the label, we actually want the label to be a little bit smaller. Oh, can we not make it any smaller? Is there a minimum rect size on this thing? Min size? No? Can I not do like 5? Oh, whoops, that's the wrong thing. Do 5? Nope, you cannot change it. 10. No, okay. Not sure why that's the case. Can I try scaling it? If I do 0.5, yes, that'll work. Okay, so we'll do 0.8. That should be good. Make it a little wider. Okay, that's decent. And just to experiment, say 5. Oh, that is a little ugly. Well, I am zoomed in a whole bunch, so. Oh wow, you can't even see that very well. Okay, so if I run my app, you can kind of see 5, but it doesn't really stand out well on that red background. How the heck did they make that work? I don't know. Maybe it's just a lighter, yeah, it's a lighter shade of red. That's part of it. Yeah, just like go with that or something, I don't know. But also, this is just, I don't know, it seems like it's hard to see in general. I mean, okay. We'll just leave it at that for now. I mean, if we need to, we can revise it later or something. Okay, well, we need that number to be representative of the actual friend request count. So, we need a set get for it. Set friend request count. And we don't really need to do any, well, yeah, we do need a getter, really. And then get friend request count. So func set friend request count, and then p-value, and we will say first need to check if our node exists. So if server button label, so if this thing exists, then I want to set that label, well, yeah, I can be a stickler for caching values. Okay, label is equal to server label, and now I can just say label on these. So if label, then label.text is equal to p-value, and func get friend request count, and then if, well, you just kind of do the same sort of thing, I guess. Copy, paste. If label, then you return label. Oh, caps lock. Return label dot text. Okay. Hopefully people can hear me fine. I'm not really paying attention to I can't really tell what my audio is, but anyway. Let's see here. So we got this, and we want that value to show up properly. Let's see here. I wonder if I can, it would be cool if I could make this into a tool script overall, so that the stuff would just constantly work. That would actually be quite cool if it worked from inside the editor. Let's see if I could get that to TK. It is true return string name. Tokenizer. I'm probably messing something up in my design. Server list. Are there any other scripts in these scenes? Just the server list. So this would be the only tool. This is the only script we've set up. Not quite sure what I've done to mess that up. Well, let's go ahead and just cache it to begin with. Var label is equal to null. And then, I guess on, it would be on ready. Or I guess on, yeah, it would have to be on ready. That you do label is equal to server label. But it's not necessarily going to end up working as a tool script because the ready call won't actually get called for the ones that we have in our scene. So, well, at the very least, that takes out that code. So if the label is a good reference, then we'll go ahead and update it and stuff. And then let's try to mess with this server list, go to 2D. Okay, so we've got our server list, label, text. If I say 1, I know what we can do to test it. If we set it, I also want to print the new value, label.text. And just be clear, print assigning p-value. assigned label text. Okay. So now let's go back to here and see if this works. 2? No. It didn't print anything. Sad day. I wonder what I'm doing wrong. I've dealt with tool script stuff before. Let's try. Well, I mean, I can just kind of run this and everything will show up in here, but it's not showing up inside Godot. Need to think of how we might get that to work. I mean, if I moved it around, I'm sure I could also pick that up. What would be, let's just check. If I do func on move, and then print label.text, and then if I, I think I would do func notification, and then match what with be notification resize ready process delete. What do we got here? Parented. Yes, if you have been assigned a parent, then we want to call on move. Just try that out. I don't really know if that'll work, but Discord. Okay. That's our server list. Hey, there we go, to reparent mode. So we printed the value. 2 again, okay, reparent node, all right. So it is calling our script for the reparent. Still got our sizes, it didn't mess anything up. Okay. So what we wanted is that if you set the friend request count, oh, well that would be the reason I was never changing that value, duh. Okay, so then get rid of this. Okay. And then in my server scene, click on this. Oh, pff, no wonder. Yeah, I never exported it, so I can't change it. Man, Will, seriously? Okay. And export string. Okay. Oh, wait, no, these aren't strings. These are integers. Jeez. I really gotta work on this. Int. Okay. There we go. And it starts out as 0. I can revert it. And it printed the 2. Invalid get index text on base nil. Okay. And it's doing that because it doesn't have a value for that yet, because I'm only setting it up on ready, and the script never calls ready because the script was assigned after the node was already created. So it never calls that function. So what we need to do is we'll set up a path. Export node path, label node. Or actually, this is the friends request label path. And this will be equal to server button color rect label. Oh, well, no, I shouldn't do that. It should just be an empty string with the @ sign, whatever. Oh, and it needs to be var. That would help. Okay. Export var with a closing parentheses. There we go. Okay, yay, no more issues. Okay, so now we want to go ahead and set this value. Server list. Get away from that. Friend request. And we want to select a node, which is the label. Oh, does that not work the way I thought it did? Okay, well, let's just assign it. Label. Okay, so now we have our path. And now, in the script, I can say if not label, label is equal to get node friends request label path. Copy. There we go. And then we're guaranteed that label will exist, so we can get rid of that logic and just do whatever it is we were wanting to do. Okay. Invalid set index on base. Value type nil still. Well, so now we can see if I change this value. Yep, still giving me issues. Well, maybe I'll just put that off for another time or something. Kind of skipping out on the whole make a Discord control thing. Set friend request count. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Let me just print friends request label path, and then print label. Null, null. Why is it null? I specifically assigned it a value. This is a little hard to see. Okay, server. Well, yeah, I'm not sure why there's nothing to look at there, or why we're not able to edit it. It's reassigning it to 0 when I change it. Null, null, assigning null. And then we run into an error when we actually do it, which is why it stops and doesn't execute this line. So the path here is null. Why is that? Path var, label path. This is getting to be kind of annoying. What if I just do print dollar label, see how that works. If you fetch it every single time you do, oh, of course. So that's how we get it. So it's a hard-coded path, and that makes it work. Fail. Okay. So just ignore it. We'll just guess we'll have to hard code the value. That's so irritating, though. Oh well, I can. See, I figured if I was doing a get node, I would be doing that. Print test, and then print test2. And we want to see what the value of label is here. Test2, oh. Oh, the path is giving me a VBox container. What? Friends request label path. So I guess if I just don't make it editable from the editor. I mean, that's fine with me. I never really wanted it to be able to do that anyway. It's kind of weird though. Yeah, now we're getting the label. Okay, whatever. I don't know why it's not letting me set it. I'll have to figure that out some other time, but either way. Yeah, this clear, it doesn't really seem to support the whole editing it from the editor aspect. Okay, so object null. So now it's just not grabbing it at all? Oh no, test 2, we are, no, object, yeah, object null. Dollar server button, color rect label. Oh, well, I realize part of the reason it's not working is because I'm never actually assigning our variable. Friend request count is equal to p-value as well. Okay, so if I do this, is that, no, it's still assigning 3, and then we fail text on the label. Wait, invalid set index text on base label with value of type int. Oh, int. I have to cast it to a string. Okay, so p value is equal to stir p value. Ah, that was the issue. Okay. Well, we finally figured that out. If not label. And we might even be able to fix some other stuff, but that can wait for some other time, I guess. Main thing was, so we cast it to a string. If we don't have the label, we get it using our path. We then set the value and we update the local variable here. That way we can edit it from the inspector. Yeah. And that just means that essentially it allows something to issue a command to the server list to change a variable, which will in turn cause it to change the labels variable. So we're mimicking the data, but it allows us to kind of set up a command structure. Okay. Now, let's see what's next. Well, first, let's just check and see what we got. So, 3, hey, it updated. Bam, assigning. I don't have it, oh, I didn't save it, that's why. Okay, but if I go in here and I click here, 0. Okay, great. It does let me go into the negative range, which we don't really want, but I know that if there's a way to limit that as well. Can do export int, I think it's like 0. Yeah, if you do 0, 0. Then we get another issue here. Null instance, yeah. It seems like it does that when you save the script. I don't know exactly why it does that, but... Okay, so now... No, I can still go negative. Okay, let's just jump over really quickly to the scripting. GD script basics. Gonna look up export. Exports. Allow integer ranges from 0 to 20. That's weird. Oh, so you have to give 2 values. Well, what if I just want a bottom end? I guess you can't do that? Okay, well, whatever. That's fine. It doesn't matter much. So I can still assign it from here, and that's what we wanted. Okay, so finally, moving on. Okay, so now that we've done all that, let's go back to our server list view. Okay, so now we have our little top button, and it's got the other value for the number of people online. So we're going to have another label. How are we going to do this? I think we're going to make another child of the server list. It's a label. And give it a minimum. That's a little too small, I think. Minimum size, Y, we'll say, what, 20? That's a little better. Okay, and then we want, whenever you, let's see, var friends online counter path is equal to label. And we're just going to do the same thing here. Set friends online count. Get friends online count. Copy. Oh, I just called them a label. Oh, wonderful. Well, I'll have to fix that. Okay, well, friends online. Friends online. And we will call this, so let's make this this will be the FR friends request label. And this will be the friends online label equal to null. So these, oh, and friends online label is equal to, crap, I actually realized just now that I'm doing this twice, so we don't want to do that. We want the path. Friends request label path. And get node friends online counter path. Okay. All right. So p-value stir. We're still doing this. And so these, if you want this to be fr underscore, fr underscore. This will be a little easier if I just jump around. There we go. And then these are going to be the FO. So keeping it pretty simple. And we can refactor things later if we need to. Okay. All right. So label. And we've got these values. So we're still resetting the value. But see, we don't actually want the value displayed to be that thing. We want it to have online appended to it. So the const fr suffix friends online suffix is going to be online with a space. Okay, and then when we are assigning the value, we're going to do p-value. Actually, what we really want is the fr text pattern. Text pattern. And we want mod D. So we're going to have some number and then online. fo label.text. You know, why am I making this a constant? I mean, this isn't going to be replicated in other places. So we should just put the value in there and keep it simpler. Mod D online And then we're going to add in our p value. That's the friends online value. So var temp is equal to, I forgot we actually are assigning it twice, but just within this function, so that's probably fine. Temp and temp. Okay, so 2D view. I make this one. Oh, no, we're not seeing anything. Why can't I see any text? Oh, wait. That's because my server list is assigning data to the wrong thing, I'm guessing. Yep. FO label friends online counter path. I might have messed some stuff up here. Whoops. Friends online counter path. Okay. Try this one more time. Server list. Nope. Still not showing me what I want. Is it doing this one still? Nope. Okay, so I broke that. Is it because of this? That would be kind of dumb if that were it. This label. And this one is just label. Does that fix it? Nope. So I did break things. Okay. Friend request count. Get friend request count. Set friends online count. Get friends online count. Friend request count. Friends. Friends. Okay. The friends request. Keep things consistent. Friend request. See, this thing will never execute within the editor unless it's being loaded in as a custom type. But so we're not handling this, but I mean, I really could just offload that to a function, func load nodes, and then put this in there, and we can call load nodes in ready, and then if something doesn't exist, then we can also call load nodes. Load nodes. I just kind of offload everything to a single location and see if that's any better. Okay, and then friend request count. This is the friends online count. Friends online count. So FO label temp, FO label, and friends online count. FO label dot text is what we're returning, which should be kept the same as the other one. Okay. So if I try to change the value, it's not actually changing. Why is that? Not exactly sure what I broke here. How long is the stream? Well, not sure why this won't work. Let's see here. Func set friend request count. P value start. Is this for some reason keeping it from incrementing the value? Well, no, we're being given 3. Okay, let's check print. no label, no FR label. And then we want to check and see print exists. And then FR label. See if that's actually even doing anything. No FR label exists label, so we are getting it. So when we do load nodes, it's actually making the change. FR label.text is equal to p value. So then let's just check it out here. Print fr label.text, and then we're gonna print fr label.text just to check and see what's going on there. 0 and 0. And if I click up, it only prints once. Oh, because it already existed. Let's print p-value. It comes in as me trying to assign 0. What's with that? I am not sure how I broke this so clearly. That's terrible. Gosh. Well, we had it working. Load nodes. Sorry that it's kind of going so slowly. I'm just debugging things here, but we'll see where this takes us. Print p-value, we're getting 0. Why are we getting 0 if we're changing the value? So if I tell it to be 1, and it's not going. This is the friend request count. Friend request count, set get, set friend request count, set friend request count p-value. Printing that p-value is not giving us 1. It's giving us 0. A number is required in operator. Built-in 39. What is this about? Number is required. Well, so what if I take that out? I mean, that's not gonna make this stuff work all of a sudden. Nope. Yeah. Set index text on base with value type in. So you still have to have it be a string when you actually assign it. But the value that we are assigning is not different for some reason. Load nodes, but we don't need to load them. Print loading node. Well, what am I doing? Loading nodes. Okay. Loading nodes. So we had a 0. Still comes in as we have a print here and another print here. And the value is coming in as 0, even though we are modifying it. Okay. This is really confusing me here. Is it this thing? Did this somehow break it? That little tiny thing we did? Nope. Okay. Exporting an integer, var, set get. Okay, let's try this one more time with just a simple int var test equals 0 set get set test. And then if I do func set test p-value, then print p-value, and then test is equal to set, oh, wow, test set, or is equal to p-value. Okay. So we got our test. Bam, 1. It changes into 1, 1, set test. Okay. So that worked. Printing p-value. Okay, so then what am I doing differently here? Is it the get value? If not, var label. What if, rather than getting the text, I think this is it, is we need to be returning our variable. Because if it tries to grab the value from the node, if it's an invalid reference, then it'll be getting a 0 every time, because it casts a null reference value into a 0 when it turns it into an integer. Maybe that's what the issue is. So then friend request count. And then here we would do return friends online count. I don't know if that'll do it, but hey, look, it changes. That's what the problem was. Okay, yay! Alrighty, so now get rid of this again. Rid of this. Okay, so bam, 1, 2. If I say 1, that value does not change. Okay, so let's see why. Set friends online count. Okay, friends online count, set friends online count. Friends online counter path. Should probably have called this label path so it's consistent. Again, we'll maintain consistency here. Friends where, oh, I'm not even using these variables right now. Okay, whatever. We're just gonna scrap these. You don't need the stuff that you're not using. Just ignore it. If we need to bring it back, we can, but it's not necessary. Okay. Friend request label and FO label. Friends online label. So we have our 2 different labels here. Doop-de-doo. And here, printing, getting stuff, var temp. Let's just print what our temp is here. One, and bam. Nope, okay, so it stops immediately. Friends online count, friends online count. We are setting that variable during our set friends online count method. This thing is just never getting called though. We never print this value here. Set friends online count. Friends online count. Yeah, whenever you save the script, it says that it can't find the stuff, and has something to do, I think, with the fact that it saves like a copy of the script that's not actually in the tree or something. Maybe something like that. I don't know. But so when it tries to load the script during the save, it can't find the nodes, so it complains. But it runs fine inside the actual editor itself. Like it can find the nodes usually. A number is required in operator ... I don't know what it's talking about there. It can't be this. If I just take that out and do var temp is equal to p value as a string. Well, it already is a string because we forced it to be a string, so value plus online. Now we try to print that. Oh, 0 online. There we go. So apparently, oh well no, it was printing that earlier too. And this time it didn't print it. It gives me this error. Okay, so I must have just been using the whole pattern stuff wrong. Yeah, that's what it must have been. That's kind of annoying. I thought I did that right. Yeah, 0 online. Okay. So that's what it was the whole time. Okay, that's annoying me though. I thought I was doing that right. What is it? String format? Format. GDScript format strings. Usage in GDScript. We're waiting for $S. And you can supply a string. Multiple placeholders. You do an array, but I'm not doing an array. I just need the one. Unicode character, a decimal integer. Okay, that's what I was doing. Oh, wait, no I wasn't. I was using a string because I casted it. That's what it was. Frickin' crap. Gosh, that's what it was. Why is it showing online? Did I make it show up twice? Yes, I did. How? I do not know. P-value. Set friends online count. So if I change this, there we go. Okay. And it's kind of running up along the side there, a little bit too much. So we want to kind of make that not ride up along the side like that. Got our server list. This stuff is really... I kind of expected it to not be on the left like that. I thought this was smaller. What does this look like when I run the Discord app? How big is that? Oh, whoa. Printing, label text, invalid get index text. Okay, so apparently FR label is not getting loaded there. Yeah, let's just get rid of extraneous prints. Or temp print loading nodes. Okay, yeah, that's fine. See if that works again. No, I'm still running tissues. Okay, so FR label. Load nodes. I guess you still kind of have to check for it as a tool script, right? Because the stuff might not work as a tool script if the items don't exist yet. So what happens is it's initializing the script. Oh, wait. Duh. Will. Gosh. Func. Oh. Well, so what's happening is you have an init function that's happening when the script is created. And that init function initializes these properties because I've set an initialized value. Or even if I don't set up an initialized value, it has to put a value in there during the initialization process. Assigning that value triggers the setter, which in turn is attempting to set up these nodes. And because the nodes don't exist yet, since you're just, setting up the thing, that's why we're getting this error, because base null instance for the text, we're trying to set the fr label.text, and fr label is null even if we try to load the nodes, because the nodes don't exist yet, the child nodes for the whatever this is, server list. Server list has all of these other nodes that it hasn't loaded in yet, because during the init process, this is the only thing that exists. So that's why we have to do all these crazy, ridiculous if checks. And actually what this really means is we only want to do this stuff if it still exists. So if fr label. Actually, what you really can just do is just check it again if fr label, or if, yeah, you just check it a second time if fr label, then you just return. Oh, actually no. You don't want to just return in that case. What you want to do is, you just want to check this a second time, and then you only want to set these values if it still exists after you attempt to assign it. That's really what it is. Okay. So then let's do this here as well. If fo label, yeah, then that is the only case where you kind of do these things. Okay, so let's try this one more time. Oh, whoops. No, I want the Discord app. Hey, there we go. Oh, we got a lot of onlines there. Okay, well. Node not found. Yes, it's going to do that. In load nodes. So when it tries to get it, guess you have to do if has node, yeah, or you just conditionally check this. I don't know if you do an if with that, if that works. Let's just see if that does it. So if I do this and then I reload it, debugger, we still get 4 errors about it. Okay, so that doesn't help. So I guess you have to do if has node server button rect label, then you assign it, and then if has node label, then you assign this one. Okay. Try one more time. Hey, no bugs. Okay, but we still have all of our onlines. Okay. Man, I had no idea people were online. Oh my gosh. Okay. var temp $s online. So why would this? It's like it's appending the text onto the value, which, oh, that is what it's doing. Temp, because, oh yes, that is exactly what it is doing. So we want the temp to be that, but the count value, we actually only want it to be the integer of p-value. That's what it is. Same with this. We want the integer of p-value to be assigned here. There we go. Oh, wait. Gotta do it from here. Yeah, booyah, check it out. Okay. Wow, that was like over an hour's worth of time just to try and get this little bit done, but hey, cool, we kind of just figured it out, going step by step. Okay, so then we have an hsep. Discord. There we go. Our server list is really where we're keeping track of this. So then server list, we're going to add child node for hseparator. So hsep, there we go. Hseparator, and then we have, so really this is actually the point where we want to be inserting new stuff. Actually, that's not even true either. We actually have another hseparator, so we'll have hseparator top and hseparator bottom. Or actually, let's just call this. So this will be hsep, and then we'll have these servers start. And this will be hsep operations start. Okay, because the assumption is that in here we have, this hsep starts our list of servers. And then we have this little plus thing at the end that's just always at the end of it. But then we have our various operations that we might do. So if there is download apps, bam, and you could presumably have other buttons here for other sorts of operations to perform. So we will do that. And then as another child. Oh, not child of that. We just want to add a child. Another server button. Server button. And it will go in between these. And the server button will have our plus icon. Search plus plus. Is there anything that looks remotely like the stuff that they have? I mean, you can't really make this too complicated. It's just a plus. Actually, Godot already has a plus icon, doesn't it? Yeah, it should have. Yeah, it's got plus. Look, plus right there. We're just gonna grab that. So source, repos, GitHub, Godot, and editor, icons, and I want icon plus. Wherever that's the icon. Gosh, gotta find plus. Nope. Why doesn't it have that? Oh, well, that did not do what I wanted. Okay, we got icon P, icon P. Or maybe it's like icon add or something. I do not know what it is called. Oh wait, ha, there you go, add. Alright, so we're going to copy. And it's already a size. We'll need it to be a little bit bigger than it is, but that's fine for us. Icons, Discord, so this is our project. Paste. Now we have our plus icon. We are going to want this one to also be 50 by 50. So I'm going to open Inkscape and file, document properties, 50 by 50. And now that this is much larger, we need to shift the size to accommodate. Bam. And we'll save that. And now Godot has access to the icon. So we're going to set our load icon add. Bam. So we've got a big fat plus icon. And we can change that icon later, but yeah, that's just what we got for now. And then we have a download icon as well. I'll just grab some from flat icon for this, I guess. Download. I don't know, Godot might have something like that, but don't necessarily want to have to go searching for it again. Where's a good download icon? This looks decent. Download. SVG. Free. Copy. Show in folder. So let's jump over to this. And we are going to paste. And then we're going to copy this. And this was made by Pixel Perfect. Pixel Perfect. Licensed with the same license. Okay, great. Alright. And then we're gonna cut this and paste it into our project's icons. And then we're gonna edit so that it's the right size. Yet again. File. Oh, here we go. That's 50 by 50. So again, this has become super small, so we gotta scale it down. And I know, so apparently you can use like Godot's import stuff to do some scaling. And so that might work for some people if they want to do that and they don't even have to open Inkscape. But just for the sake of things, I'm doing that here. So file, save as, And actually, we're going to call the same thing. So save, replace. Okay, and then we're going to open up Godot. And we're once again going to, see this is server button 2. This is our add server button. And server button, really, yeah, I guess I'll rename it. It kind of should be renamed. This is our direct messages button. Yeah, whatever. And that'll break all of our other stuff, so we actually have to update this. Direct messages button. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's all that. Bam. Node not found. Okay. And then our add server button, and we're going to duplicate this and call it download button. I don't know what we're downloading, but apparently we are downloading something. There we go. And the download button's icon is going to be download. And we want this to be a sort of greenish color. Yes, green. So go to the, where is it? Not custom color, material? No. Here we go, visibility, self-modulate. That's what we want. We want a sort of green color. Oh no. No! Is it not gonna change the color of our thing? I thought that would change the color. Self-modulate is on. I thought it was supposed to turn all the coloration green. Wonder why it's not doing that. Material. New canvas item material. No, yeah, I'm not going to be able to set things up here the way I would prefer to do it. Okay, well, that kind of sucks. Clear. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not liking that. I can't get it to change color. Well, I mean, there's always Inkscape, so I don't know why it's not wanting to do that, though. Maybe because it's black already? Let's try making it white and seeing if that makes a difference. I just want to experiment and see if that does anything. Is there a way I can like fill this with color? Here we go. Right? Maybe? If I select white. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Okay, let's file, save as. I'm gonna call it white. Download. Okay. And I'm gonna come back in here. Change the image to white download. Aha, that's what it was. Because it was black, it was adding the color to it. And it's already black, so adding it doesn't really do anything. Okay, so we added green. Bam, we've got green stuff. Not the most glamorous, but hey, it works. Okay, so voila, we have this done. Okay, so that is kind of the starting point of this. We do want to make it so that hitting the plus icon here will actually add another thing. But to do that, we need to be storing data about these elements. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to create a new type of resource. And this will be our server.tres. Save. Well, first I also need to add a script to it. New GD script. Wow, that did not quite go as I had planned. I thought that was gonna open stuff. Maybe it does, and maybe my version of Godot is just breaking things. I don't really know. Someone else commented. Okay, whatever. Well, let's see how. Okay, so first we need to make a new script. Gotta make a script. That is very important here. File, new. We are creating a resource, and we're gonna call this server res.gd. There we go. Create. And then we are going to give it a export var of what is the, well, it's an array of, okay, so let's think about what we're looking at here. We've got data about our thing. Ideally, we would be able to just store arrays of information about all these things. So the name of it, the icon that's used to represent it, its position within the list. Yeah, or really, you'd want to be able to create an array from the dictionary, really, or just, I guess, have the dictionary's order be determined. I don't even know if you can do that, because I mean, it's a hash map. It's technically, you're supposed to be iterating it over you don't define what order you're iterating things. Okay. So, I'm debating whether to use resource for this or just to create like a JSON file. I think in this particular case, since we're storing a lot of different information, or you could create a different T-res for each of them. But that just seems messy compared to using a single JSON. So let's just make a JSON for this. So for that, I need to go here, new file, servers.json, and we've got servers, and this is going to be an array of objects that each contain a name, and oh well, I guess I should initialize this as a string and just be empty. Oh, whoa, what? Okay, I did not expect that. There we go. And then we have our icon path, which is also going to be empty to begin with. Is there any other information we want about these? I don't really think so. I think that's it. So this will just be any arbitrary dictionary that we can come up with for this. And then we can be writing to this file and stuff like that. And reloading based on when it changes. Okay, so we can get rid of the script because we're not going to use it. Discard. Did I ever save it? I guess I did not. Icons, Discord. I thought I did. Yeah, server res. There we go. Servers JSON, serverlist.gd. Okay, this stuff all looks right. Okay. Alright, so our server list needs to maintain data about the servers. Okay, so var server JSON is going to be a file, which I should be able to export that, I think. Can't I? Well, it would have to be a resource type, or maybe I just give, no, you do like string and file or something, I think. Is that right? Hey, it's compiling, must be right. Let's just double check here. It's going to be in the documentation for the scripting. GD script. Where is scripting? Yeah. No, this isn't right. Where's the basic scripting? Scripting. Getting started. Scripting basics. I think this is it. Learning. I don't know, somehow I feel like these URLs are different. GD script, basic scripting, latest documentation scripting. Here we go, this is what I wanted. Okay. I think, wait, no, is this right? Crap. I feel like yeah, scripting, what? GD script. Okay. I was looking at, okay, here we go. This is what I was looking for. So I was in the right place before. Okay. All right. And what was I looking for? Oh, exporting the strings. Yes. So we want to get our file path from the export. Here we go. Exports. String file star.txt. Okay, so and we want to specify that it has to be a JSON file. So star.json. Oh, probably in string form would be good. Right? Yeah, that's what they want. Okay. Bam. Okay, so now if I click on this and go up server JSON file, and I want to go up servers, there we go, open. Okay, so now we have that path defined. And what we want to do is be able to access the JSON object. So we can say func get server JSON. Get server JSON. And we will attempt to load the JSON. Var JSON is equal to JSON dot parse. I believe that's right. String JSON, which is we actually need to first get var f is equal to file.new if f.open, and I think we have to do our server JSON. Oh, looks like my time's up, guys. I'll have to resume the stream some other time, but I'll talk to you guys later. We shall resume this at another time. Let's see if I can actually turn this off. And stop.